In this roundup of 10 products, I discovered some totally new ways of managing cables. After testing each one, I'll let you know if they live up to their positive reviews. Last I checked, the HumanCentric tray only has one review on Amazon because it's a brand new product. But since there aren't a lot of options for these large cable trays, I wanted to test this one out. If you order the large size tray, you'll get 4 tray sections, allowing you to make all 3 of their different sizes. I'm assuming they use these smaller sections to save shipping cost, and in the end, I wouldn't really say it hurts the product. I suggest buying the full size whether you currently need it or not. This gives you the option down the road to make it smaller. The tray has slots covering the main surface, giving you tons of options for attaching cables with the included Velcro ties. There isn't much depth to the tray, so strapping cables to essentially use the vertical dimension of the tray becomes necessary. You'll also need a narrow power strip to fit inside the tray. They've given you openings at the bottom so you can feed the power cable down to the floor. If you understand and have a plan to work around some of these limitations, the HumanCentric tray can be a good option for large desks. The Smartish magnetic cord organizer is an alternative way to hold your cables in place when they're not being used. In the past, I've used both magnetic and Velcro cord holders, and later in the video, you'll even see some spring-loaded options. This product uses magnets, but with a stylish, heavy base wrapped in a high-quality fabric material. There are 2 different sizes and 4 color options, and you get both the holder and 4 magnetic cable collars. Ideally, I'd love to be able to use this like most of their pictures show, with none of the collars attached. But unfortunately, none of my cables really wanted to cling to the magnets strong enough. For me, the lure of the product was that sleekness of just sticking my cables to the holder. This would skip any type of cord holder like most of these style products. The fact that my cables wouldn't stick makes this a pass for the price. Given that it has a 4.7 star review on Amazon, this might just be my personal preference because in general, it's a very well-liked product. The laptop tray from Milegi is an unconventional way to do some cable management. Think of this as a way to move more devices and cables from the top to the bottom of your desk. Milegi calls this an underdesk cable management tray, but I would really consider this more of a laptop tray with a shelf to hold some cables and potentially accessories. The tray isn't meant to hold all the cables from your entire desk. For example, monitor power and display, device chargers, things like this will have to be taken care of with other cable products. The clamp style attachment makes it very easy to install, and if needed, it's easy to move it to a different spot on your desk. Now, if I were taking my laptop in and out of this tray, I'd prefer it had a little more padded protection from scratches. This is something you could easily add yourself or potentially add a shell case to your computer. I do like having a place to set some extra desk items, but as you can see, the space isn't ideal. In the end, I don't think it lives up to its claim of organizing all your data cables, power cables, and socket boards. I wouldn't let the brand name Animal Gifts Store scare you away from looking at their cord organizers. These stick-on cable holders are a brand new style of cable management product for me, but I quickly found there are many potential applications for them. I ordered the 6 Ps white, gray, and black set so I could match them to the product I was attaching them to. The perfect use for these organizers are on appliances with an undetachable power or connection cable. I use one on the side of a small space heater so that when not in use, the cable could be neatly managed and tucked away. They have a rubbery material that makes them flexible as you wrap cables around them, and it helps them to bend and accommodate decent-sized cables. It's worth checking out the Amazon reviews that include pictures. This might give you even more ideas how to use them. While many of these pictures are kitchen items, it's easy to imagine how they could work with many office-related accessories. The biggest downside of the HumanCentric tray we talked about earlier was that $70 is more than most people want to spend for cable management. The Amizo 47-inch tray is 34% less money and only a couple inches shorter. So starting off with the good things here, the tray has nice openings on the different surfaces, making it very easy to route and store cables into the box. It's also large enough to fit the average amount of power strips and cables inside. The Amazon listing makes 3 claims about the Amizo tray. This unit is affordable, sturdy, and built to last. Unfortunately, I can't agree that it's either sturdy or built to last. The small tabs to attach the tray to the desk are just not large enough to handle putting weight into the tray. One Amazon reviewer summed this up perfectly by saying the design is not appropriate for the sturdiness of the product. My tray bent soon after assembly, and while it was large enough to hold a good amount, it wasn't strong enough. This is why I recommend spending a little extra to get the higher quality product. The Lamicall cable holders are the option I teased earlier. They use spring-loaded clips instead of collars to keep your cables in place. Taking a close look at how they work, it's pretty impressive how they design the springs to work in such a small package. What I really like about these clips is that you don't need any kind of magnet, Velcro, or collar. The holder does all the work. I found it strong enough to hold different size cables for normal use. When you're ready to pull your cables out, they pop out no problem. But they also stay when you're expecting them to stay. It's a clean looking solution that can be mounted to the top or the edge of your desk. I'd recommend getting the mixed pack with different sizes. Unfortunately, they don't offer a pack with both white and black, so you'll have to order 2 sets if you want a mix. This product deserves its 4.6 star rating. I've been using a Monster branded Just Power It Up power strip for a long time now. This long power strip is helpful to cable manage desks in the studio. The only issue with this power strip is it's expensive and it's not that easy to find. So I checked out Amazon and found an Amazon Basics copy of this product with 9 outlets and a 6-foot cord. What I like about these long power strips is how they spread out the outlets. This avoids bulky power adapters bumping into each other. You can also plug in your accessories close to the side of the desk that they're sitting on, making it easier to bundle up your cables. As you can see here how it works with the HumanCentric tray, they work great when you can drop them into a large cable tray or box. An alternative is to use the provided mounting holes to attach the power strip directly to your desk. I recommend counting how many items you need to plug in to be sure that the 9 outlets is enough. Also check that the 6-foot cable is long enough, especially if you're using a standing desk. Honestly, I'm almost surprised that this isn't rated higher than a 4.7. I chose to use the Vior cable trays in my updated $50 cable management fix video because I really think they're a great value. I love the clean look without a bunch of openings on the front-facing side. Even though this does limit some of the functionality compared to other cable trays, I prefer the solid surface, more minimal look. The trays are just large enough to fit all of my cables without being overly large, making it look gaudy. There is some venting on the bottom, which helps the tray to avoid building up too much heat. They include a long screwdriver if you choose to attach them to your desk with screws. Alternatively, you can also use adhesive screws if you're not able or you prefer not to drill into your desk. One potential negative is that you might be limited to how the 17-inch segments will fit on your desk. In my case, the trays ended up not being perfectly centered because my monitor arm got in the way. Based on all the trays I've tested, the Vior set is one of the best quality for the price I've seen. You may be wondering how the Anker MagGo charger fits onto this list, but it really does a few things to help you with cable management. It removes your phone charging cable, and it also adds extra outlets to plug in your devices on top of your desk. Taking a tour around the charger, you'll see it has a QI2 wireless charger at the front, holding your iPhone or Android with a compatible case in place. Around the back, the MagGo has 3 AC outlets, 2 USB-C, and 2 USB-A ports. You'll need to check all your devices' needs to be sure that you can charge everything at the same time. I love the overall style of the charger, with a minimal look with or without a phone connected. The convenience of the magnetic pad in front is amazing, putting my phone at a great angle to charge and still be able to view it. My only real issue with the Anker product is the angle of the AC outlets, making the cord stick upward out the back of the unit. So while this product can help you to bring power to the top of your desk, it also adds a new challenge of how to manage the cables behind it. The Secretlab cable management bundle is the only one on the list that didn't come from Amazon. But with such a big brand name, I wanted to see how it matched up. Greg bought this set along with the Magnus desk from Secretlab. There's elements of the kit that make it match the Magnus perfectly, but don't let that stop you from pairing it with a different desk. The bundle includes Velcro straps, 3 cable anchors, and magnetic sheaths to go on your desk legs. The cable anchors are strong magnets that work similar to other cable holders I've tested in the past. Unfortunately, the cable sheaths can be difficult to use on a standing desk because cables don't like to slide through them. I also found this to be true when testing out the Vivo sheaths in the past. The coolest thing about the Secretlab bundle is you have the option to customize it to your desk. which I've never seen before in a cable product. For $50 to $60, I would only purchase this if you have a good use for those cable sheaths.